Choice hotels, let's take a look at something affordable like this Econo Lodge on the south side of Chicago. Eh, eh, hmm, uh, that's better. Very nice. Much better. Hi, everybody. DUGROZ here with DUGROZ Reports. We're talking Choice Hotels today. And yes, Choice does have a wide variety of properties, ranging from the lowly Econo Lodges to the mid-range Country Inn and Suites, all the way up to their luxury properties such as the Ascend Collection and Cambrias. And I'm going to tell you why I think that you can actually get epic value from the Choice Hotels collection and their rewards program. Let's dive in. Story time. In April, I'm traveling to Charlottesville, Virginia, and for my first night, I just need a hotel to lay down my head before I take off on adventures the next day. While searching for area hotels, I ran across this Country Inn, and on hotels.com, the total with taxes came to $604. Yikes, but I decided to keep looking anyway. Booking through Choice Hotels directly, it came out to $546, which is a little bit better. And this is a perfectly cromulent hotel, coming in with 4.4 stars out of 5 on Google reviews. I looked up the price in points using Choice Points and found out that it was only 20,000 points. Now, if you do the math, that comes out to 2.73 cents per point, which really isn't too bad. Keep in mind that you can transfer points from Citi to Choice at a 1-to-2 ratio if you have the Citi Premier card. And on the Citi side of things, that comes out to 5.46 cents per point. Is that an outlier? Maybe, but it certainly warranted more looking. Side note, I did book the hotel. It may not be the Waldorf Astoria, but for an average guy like me, it looks like it'll do the job just fine. Folks, on this particular YouTube channel, I talk about finding epic value, including, but not limited to, credit card rewards for the average American. Does that sound interesting to you? If it does, please subscribe to this channel and please click the like button. Let's keep going. So what are the points worth? Well, according to the points guy, about 0.6 cents per point, and according to Frequent Miler, about 0.68 cents per point. And if you buy Choice Points outright, you can buy in at 0.99 cents per point, or just under a penny. And on one hand, I suppose that's true. If you just throw all the Choice properties around the world into a big pot and average them out, it probably is around 0.6 cents per point. Here's some that I found on the screen right now when just searching for some places that I have been or might want to go. And yeah, without any sort of customization, it probably is about 0.6 cents per point. But I'm convinced that we here in the Points and Miles community can do better than that. As Uncle Luke says, sometimes people accuse us of cherry picking, and doggone it, they're right. Yes, we do cherry pick value, and you should too. You should be choosy in what hotels you stay at. Don't just pick one at random because it's geographically convenient. So let's be a little bit choosy, do some cherry picking, and see what we can come up with. I didn't go to insanely extreme lengths to find these properties, but I did a small amount of cherry picking. Here are 15 hotels that are outside the US with their corresponding point values. The first several are from Scandinavia, and I can personally attest to that. Our family went to Gothenburg, Sweden last year, stayed in a Clarion hotel, and we got over 2 cents per point. Another example, let's take a look at the very last one on the list there. This is the Hotel Aquarius in Venice, which is an Ascend hotel. Look at that beauty. Doesn't that look just lovely? And it's centrally located on the island of Venice, which is hard to get into, right in the middle. So just about walking distance to everything. It checks in at 4.7 stars out of 5 on Google reviews. And from March 4th to 5th, this would be 480 euros, which translates to 519 US dollars. But instead, you're paying 35,000 points, which checks in at 1.5 cents per point. So working our way through the second part of the international list, we have a couple hotels in Madrid, Spain. We have 3 hotels in Tokyo, Japan. And then we have 3 hotels in Australia. Let's hone in on one of those Australian examples. Welcome to the Breeze Hotel in Mooloolaba, Australia. This is an Ascend hotel. Very beautiful. You've got the mountains behind you, the beach right in front of you. It has beachfront views. It has an infinity pool. It has a hot tub. Looks very swanky to me. Comes in at 4.4 out of 5 stars on Google reviews. So for the dates I checked on, this was 494 Australian dollars per night, which translates to 322 US dollars. But if you use choice points, you're only paying 25,000 points, and that comes out to 1.3 cents per point. Very nice. This is a place I would be happy to stay. Wouldn't it be fun to stay in a town called Mooloolaba? And if you're wondering, it's right here. One drawback to the Choice Rewards program is that they only let you search for and book reward stays about 3 months in advance. It should be noted that I'm recording this video in early February 2024, so I can only search through the first week or so of May to come up with these values. I speculate some of the cents per points values would be even higher if I was looking at times like the middle of summer, July and August. It's also worth noting that the reward values seem to be somewhat inelastic. They do go up and down, but not as much as the cash rate. Looking at the domestic side of things, here are 8 examples of choice hotels around the United States. Each one of these examples is a town that I have either personally been to or plan to travel to in the near future. And we can see that this ranges anywhere from 1 cent per point up to a high of 1.6 cents per point with a small amount of cherry picking. So after some mild cherry picking, my domestic US average came to 1.24 cents per point. My international average came to 1.25 cents per point, pretty close. So I officially declare the DUGROZ Report's points and miles community value of choice points to be 1.25 cents per point. And that's a nice figure that's easy to deal with and easy to extrapolate different conclusions from. But remember, those Citi ThankYou points, they transfer to choice at a 1-to-2 ratio if you have the Premier card. So if choice averages 1.25 cents per point, then if you use Citi for choice, Citi averages 2.5 cents per point. And the Citi cards that produce those points earn at the following ratios: the double cash, instead of 2x, that becomes 5% cashback equivalent. The Premier's 3x becomes 7.5% cashback equivalent. And the Custom Cash's 5x becomes 12.5% cashback equivalent. That's not too shabby. I think you can make an excellent case for using your Citi ThankYou points towards choice hotels. So break out your Citi Premier card and think of it like a choice hotels card. And you're earning the equivalent of 7.5% on dining, groceries, gas, and travel booked directly with hotels and airlines. Meanwhile, your custom cash is getting you the equivalent of 12.5% on one category in which you spend up to $500 every monthly statement period. Now that's epic value. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Choice also has their own co-branded credit cards, which are issued by Wells Fargo. In orange, we have the Choice Privileges MasterCard, and in black, we have the Choice Privileges Select MasterCard, earning a sign-up bonus of 40,000 points and 60,000 points, respectively, which is pretty decent. On the earnings side of things, while I like the look of the orange card better, the black Select card is really the only one worthy of consideration. It earns 5 choice points on gas, grocery, home improvement, and phone plans. Now, if you have the Citi Premier, you're not going to want to put your grocery and gas purchases on the Choice Privileges card because it's only earning 5 points per dollar, Whereas if you put it on the Premier, remember it will double when you transfer to Choice and become 6x. And of course, 6 is bigger than 5. Home improvement is worthy of consideration, and cell phone plans are worthy of consideration too. Remember that I'm valuing our community standard at 1.25 cents per point. So that's a respectable 6.25 cashback equivalent on home improvement and cell phone plans. Also consider, if you look down here at the bottom, there is cell phone protection, which is actually pretty decent. But the feature that I like the best is that you automatically get 30,000 points every plan year anniversary, and that's all for a $95 annual fee. With those 30,000 points, that's enough to go to Mulu Laba every year. So after a thorough investigation, I declare the following pros and cons for the Choice Hotels program. Cons. It is a bad value if you're not choosy, so make sure you look carefully into the value of each hotel you might select. You can only book 3 months out for reward stays, which is kind of annoying if you're trying to plan a big family vacation or something along those lines. As for the pros, you do get epic value if you take the time to cherry pick specific good hotels. The 1 to 2 transfers from Citi to Choice makes for some epic earning potential. And the point values seem to be somewhat static. In other words, the point values might go up and down some, but not as much as the cash values. So when cash prices are very high, the point values stay close-ish to the same. Although I've not personally tested this out, I speculate around times like holidays, it can make for some extra epic value. If you're wondering about elite status and what that gets you as far as perks, upgrades, and benefits, frankly, don't get your hopes up very much. Even at the highest level, I'm seeing very few, if any, guaranteed benefits. There is a guaranteed availability benefit at the highest status level, but it's only at select Radisson properties. And speaking of select, I'm seeing words like when available, at select properties, pending availability a lot for things like guaranteed parking, free upgrades, suite availability, those kind of things. Even late checkout is not guaranteed at the highest level, it's subject to availability. So if you're wanting to be treated like someone who's very elite and given all the finer perks, you might want to look at a different program. The Choice Select MasterCard comes with automatic platinum status, which is their second highest level, and that might get you some free upgrades and those kind of things, but again, they're all subject to availability. The highest level is called Diamond, and I will admit I don't have any experience with the Platinum or Diamond level to know what you can reasonably expect. If you have any experience being a top tier status holder at Choice, let me know if you've had guaranteed upgrades, guaranteed late checkout, or any kind of privileges honored. I officially declare the Choice Hotel program to be worthy of consideration. It may not be consistent enough to be your number one loyal hotel program, but I think it definitely can and should be in the mix for most points and miles enthusiasts, especially if you're already in the Citi ThankYou point ecosystem. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button if you appreciate this kind of content. If you do like nerding out on this kind of content, you would love to be a DUGROZ Diehard. That's a channel member. For only $3 a month, you can become a diehard, and there's no commitment. You'll have access to about 15 to 20 member-only videos so far, with more coming, as well as early release of most of my videos, and I'll give priority replies to your comments. I've put the names of several of my diehards on the screen here, and I'd like to thank each one of them for supporting the channel, and I'd ask you to consider doing so as well. As always, may your spending be frugal, and may your points be plenteous.